G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Today we are going to have a look at Makulu Linux Shift and install and look around. So let's get started with the install. So we have the welcome in the installer. Let's just have a quick look at gparted just to see how Makulu Linux Lindoz set up the disk. I think I put the wrong password in it, too busy talking. Let's have a look. They've put a FAT32 boot. Yep, and an ext4 and a Linux swap. Okay, so that's what it did, and I think I'll do that again because this is not permanent. This is not a permanent install. This is test machine pretty much. So let's just go and do a erase disk again. Okay, we are finished install, so we shall reboot the system and have a look around the desktop. So here we are back in Makulu Linux Shift. We are just looking at to install updates. So let's have a look at those. So the one thing I didn't do was the same as last time. I didn't look at my software sources. So not too much to choose from there. The same as the Lindoz. A couple of fast mirrors there. I'll go for the Melbourne one. Don't know where Digital Pacific is. So let's update that cache. Well, that would have to be some of the fastest download speed I've ever had, I think. Pretty cool anyway, so let's install the updates. Oh, really? Okay, so updates are coming down, hopefully. It's a bit funny, the updater on this. It seems to, the software updater seems to lock up all the time. I think we shall do the same as we did last time, keep the local version. Yep, that all seems to work every time. Okay, so it appears that the updates are complete. Just waiting for the little green tick to appear down in the shield. Yep, there it is. So that's it for the updates. We're going to stop the recording and come back into a complete desktop. So we are back into the Makulu Linux Shift desktop, and updates have been done, so we shall have a look around. So what I've noticed is we're running the same menu here, it's the configurable menu. However, the favourites are on the opposite side, and we have a few less apps than what we had in Lindoz edition. So we'll just sort of run through that a bit and have a quick look. So we've got accessories here. Just looking for the specific ones that's installed besides the Cinnamon apps that you get by default, but we have instead of the USB creator I think you had in Lindoz, it's the USB image writer and the USB stick formatter. So that will be Mint Stick, Linux Mint Stick. And you have some games here, but you do not have Wine Tricks or Play on Linux. Just those three games there. Still got no Macs. We've got one called Pencil 2D. Create traditional hand-drawn animations using both bitmap and vector graphics, and Pinter for creating and editing images. Internet, he still has MailSpring in here. We still have Google Chrome. Still have the Makulu Linux live chat. We've got this one here called, well, let's say, he had the news in the other one, read Makulu Linux latest news. And he's still got Skype. Got the full LibreOffice suite, which is good to see. Now he's got, instead of Lollipop, he's got Audacious, I think it would be called. GUVC View he's got in here. He didn't have that in Lindoz. He's got Kazam. Now he doesn't have VLC, I think he had in the other one. He's got MPV Media Player. I put in Simple Screen Recorder, and he's got a sound recorder there. And under Preference Administration, he's got BleachBit, Boot Repair, which I think was in Lindoz, Bug Report once again in Lindoz, Donations in Lindoz, Gparted again, which is good to see, Grub Customizer, which he had in Lindoz, LightDM Manager, Makulu Constructor again, Snapcraft GUI again, and the toolbox. So there seems to be a lot less feature apps or specific apps which he had in Lindoz than there's less in the Shift version. So so let's have a look at the themes in here. So we have some different types of themes. And if we go to here, he's got, I think it's called Damus. So he's got the full lot of colour for Damus, and they're like a window type icon, but it has its own style, but it looks very similar. But it's not. It's a very nice icon set, this one, I must say. And he's made some different colours for this, which looks quite good. We got some control colours there as well. Now a heap of different selections of mouse pointers. So there's some very interesting ones there. I need to change this because this red thick one doesn't suit me much. So I might just go with the normal Ed Wader, I think. What else does he have there? Oh, we got the Red Devil. What's that look like? That's not bad. We'll go with that. And he has what, the cinnamon default one there, and also some Makulu ones there as well. So definitely he's got some different theme sets going on in this build here, which probably leads me to think that's why he's called it Makulu Shift. So he sort of made a bit of a shift in the theming that he's doing. I'm not sure if that's the reason behind it, but there definitely is a shift in and a change in the way he's made the desktop look in Shift as opposed to Lindoz. So quite different themes there. So what would be nice is to have the Windows type of themes in there as well and sort of mix and match it a bit. So what have we got under here? We've got our firewall again, software source. So we've got the usual group of cinnamon choices in the system settings. So we've looked at the themes. So the other thing we'll look at is add remove. So yes. So this one is slightly different to the other one. I can't remember if this is the more updated cinnamon, I think, because the other one's got the choice down the bottom to add remove. So it slightly differs. So no doubt that would be the standard set that's in the cinnamon themes available online. Now we'll have a look at applets, and no doubt they will be mostly the same as well. Yeah, this is the new version because it got the buttons down there. So let's go to download and update the cache. Okay, so we've got quite a few things to choose from there. We also have desolates, and we shall update that. So that's all your updated available desolates online. And we have the extensions, which it's using the transparent panels in here, so that must be something that works reasonably well. And we got the usual suspects in the extensions as well. So okay, so that's that done. So now let's just have a quick look. Let's just change a couple of themes here and just see. Let's change all that to blue. The pointer I won't worry about. Makulu blue. So we've got the blue icon going on there. Or we could use that blue there. Looks a bit better. So that's not bad. So there's quite a few nice choices here, I must say. Bit different. This one's definitely different, that's for sure. But we'll go with the blue for now. Okay. So the other thing we have going on here is this is the configurable menu. That can be hard to say. Let's have a look here. What do we got here? We've got, on this one, we have plenty of choices. So this is the updated one that Jacques seems to be maintaining himself, or he's tweaked it and modified it, and he's got it going. It'd be nice if he could make it available to everybody to have in Cinnamon, because this thing is awesome. So let's run through some of the settings here. Now, I'll just give you a tip on this one here. when you go to this icon here and you reset to defaults, if you do that, this won't be looking default. Some of the defaults don't come up exactly how the menu is, and I've done that. Now I've put the menu back, I think roughly how it was supposed to be. It's very close, if not spot on. I'm not 100% sure. But what you are best to do is export to a file, and I've done that. I think it's in here. Where is it? Yep, Garibaldo. So just hit the save button, and it'll save that. And then you can go back to here, and if you have any problems, just import it, because there is a lot of tweaks you can do to this. You can put the box up the top. You can, if you make this wider, you'll have two application paths here, side by side, and you can make your buttons look different. You can get rid of your favorites. You can add your favorites. So there's plenty of choices on this menu. So we're going to have a look at some of the menus in here. So we're on Garibaldo. So this is classic. That's your classic menu. Classic GNOME. That's that one there. And you have all that there, and then you have your favorites in here, your places here, and your system here. So there's actually 4 different menus. Normally there's 3 with GNOME, but this one has 4. So that's somebody might like that there. It's got the search button in there as well, which I'm not sure if there's a search in here. No, there's not. Places there is, and system there is as well. So normally on your GNOME Classic you wouldn't have a search, but that's pretty handy there. Whisker menu. So that's your Whisker menu. Actually, oh, it's the other way around, isn't it? Okay. It's a little bit slow, this menu. Actually, that's why it's struggling. Alright, oh, there we go, now it's working. Alright, so that just took a little bit to get going. The kicker menu. That's your kicker menu, and favorites up the side, and you got your categories here. GNOME menu left. So there is a GNOME menu I'm using in the Ubuntu GNOME desktop, so it's slightly different. So I think it must be the same people who make the GNOME menu for the Ubuntu GNOME. So that's on the left. You've got the GNOME menu right. Let's wait for that to populate. So everything's on the right. Okay. GNOME menu top. So it's all on the top. That's a little bit weird the way that works, I must say. And bottom. Okay. Vampire. Full screen, so that can go full screen, or you can change it back from full screen. That's nice. Pretty handy. And scroll through that. Garibaldo scene, stylized. Some of these are a little bit similar. Dragon. Dragon, you've got your categories across the top there, favorites down the side, and then you got your dragon inverted, which your favorites are on the far side here. Still categories are up on the top. Luz Helena or Luz Helena. I'm not sure how you pronounce that one. That's a full screen. Categories across the top. Favorites along here. All applications. Yeah. Accessible. So that's a slightly different one again. Favorites here, categories here. Some of these icons don't appear to be working. That's all right. Accessible inverted. So there's your icons here. And oh, you got this one over here. Categories here, right? And you got your mint, which I believe is the original mint menu, and this looks quite nice with the transparency and all, so looking pretty good there. And there'll be quite a few tweaks for that too. So you got your all applications down here with your category menu here, and then you got your favorites. So it probably always starts up with your favorites. So that's a list of your favorites there. Got quite a few favorites in there as well. So yep. And last but not least, Windows 7. So that's your Windows 7. Okay. Scroll through there. You can go to all applications, category there, back to favorites. So all your favorites are listed here. System stuff here. Yep. Okay, so put it back on Garibaldi. Hopefully it hasn't changed. Yes, see now that's changed. So I'm not sure how I get that back to normal, but what we can do is import from a file. We'll go to there and open that. And now we're back to normal. Yep, so now that's back to normal. So that's the best way to combat that, is before you make any changes, save it and then you can pull it back in. I think it saves it as automatically as that name, so you don't really need to worry about that. It's just where you save it is the most important. So we've got system monitor there. We'll have a quick look at that, see what it's doing here. I don't think I looked at that on Lindoz. I can't remember. So 20% CPU usage, 1.7 gigs of memory. Yep, Cinnamon's not really a light desktop anyway, so there's no surprises there really. Home folder. I think we'll change that theme back. I think it was on Makulu orange, was it? We'll go with the yellow ones there, and we'll go with orange. Makulu orange, I think. Let's just try that again. Okay. Show tree view, show places. Okay. Don't know why that's got. Sure about this theme here. It doesn't seem to blend in too well. Oh, because I haven't changed the controls, have I? Oh, because that's the way it probably was. Yeah, that seems to blend in a bit better, the black one or the red. Yeah, that blends in a bit better. Call it green, orange. I'm not sure what the defaults were now. That'll do for now. So we've got our right click here, we've got our little gear icon here to show more. Well, actually, let's just try that again. There we go. Yep, so that shows the usual selections. Make link, rename, copy to, move to. Okay. Makulu toolbox, driver manager. I won't bother running driver manager right now. Donate, constructor, firewall, source location, software center. Let's have a look at the software center. I think that's the GNOME software center, which takes a while to populate. It's taken a while, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you've got your software center there. Not sure if we looked at the software center in Lindoz, but it have to be the same one. So we'll have a look at LibreOffice. Help and about 6.0.4.1. Okay. Geez, that mouse is spinning pretty quick. Makulu Wiki, Update Manager. So overall, not looking too bad. Probably. Let's have a look at the system info pretty quickly, because I think this one's running a more updated version of Cinnamon than what the Lindoz is. 3.6.7, I think Lindoz was probably 3.2, I think. Somewhere around there, and it's running a more updated kernel as well, I believe. So it's just got less stuff. It doesn't have that mega sync and all that sort of stuff. I don't know whether that's highly used anyway, so I'm not sure what the popularity of those particular apps are. So that, yep, there's plenty of pretty much your standard Cinnamon desktop with a nice twist of a menu, and you've got, you know, a couple other menus if you wanted them in the applets area, because you have in the downloads probably the Cinnamon menu, which is quite nice. So if we download that, we'll have a quick look at the Cinnamon menu, and that's, don't know why it's got that exclamation mark there. Okay, so that's another issue with the Cinnamon menu as well. So we'll add that to the panel. We'll just give that a check. So check it out a bit. That's the Cinnamon menu is quite nice. I believe you can add to panel and desktop and uninstall apps as well from here. So this is quite a nice menu as well. So plenty of menu options in Makulu. We'll just remove Cinnamon menu from there. And, you know, plenty more of the applets that come standard with any Cinnamon version, really. They're all available, pretty much regardless what desktop you're running, or what operating system you're running, sorry. We've got Google Chrome, and that annoying keyring thing, which drives me nuts. Alright, we'll give it a password. Okay. And once again, we've got, yep, that happening with tiling, which happens only half the screen, which is in window tiling. I think I've gone past it somewhere. There it is. Maximize instead of tile. I don't know if we have, oh yeah, we didn't have that in Lindoz, wasn't working for some reason. So I think that must be, what does it say there? Hold control to enter snap mode. So maybe that's how Lindoz was supposed to work. Okay. Control, okay. And oh yeah, we can snap that up there. Yep, no worries, that's cool. Let's have a look at help and about Google Chrome. 67 dot blah 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 blah. And we have desktop background, and there's plenty of them. So that's the other thing he's not running in here either, is the variety, which he was running in Lindoz. So he's not running variety in this one. Now I'll tell you the one thing I like in the deep end desktop environment, and also in Jacques' Lindoz with the variety, when you're changing the wallpaper, it skims along the side of the desktop, the bottom or the side, excuse me, which gives you a better view of the wallpapers when you're changing them instead of having a window. So that's quite handy. So our default is Dino in the ocean. Ooh, big dino. So I've got all these desktops here, wallpapers. Quite different wallpapers really, but very nice. That's very unusual, isn't it? So this just seems to go on and on and on. Look at that. Quite nice. That's a very nice painting, that. Looks like a painting. Don't know if that's computer generated or not. Must be. So, and then he's got, so that's just populating, I think. I don't know what it's doing. I think it's crashed. Has it? I think it crashed. Or is it populating from backgrounds is not responding? Let's just force quit that and start again. Okay, so we've got soft waves. Okay, a bit of Debian there. Lines. Yeah, because it is, this one must be based on Debian, is it? Let's try and remember now. Pretty sure it is. So let's go to Makulu Toolbox. And let's have a look at source location. Got a website. Let's just go to Makulu website. Based on Debian, so the Shift is based on Debian. And the Lindoz is based on Ubuntu. That's why he's got the Debian wallpapers in there. That makes sense. So he's got plenty of really nice wallpapers in here. I think that's a Cinnamon, a Linux Mint default one, that one there. Oh, they probably all are backgrounds, yeah, add waiter. So we'll put that back on default, or put on Chinese temple. Yeah, that's not a bad one, is it? Yeah. All right. So we have an update pending there. So have a quick look at that. Have a look what the update is. Skype for Linux update. So that's an interesting one. So I won't bother with that right now. We have the usual right click options there. Open as root. You've got the option for that. Now in the desktop, if we go to settings and we go to desktop, we can choose to hide all the stuff on the desktop. It doesn't give me an option to remove the toolbox. You just have to move the trash if you didn't want it there. Just right click and move the trash, or you just leave it there. Don't know if HTOP's installed. So we have been looking around the desktop a fair bit, so I'm not sure how, probably used up a bit of memory by now. What am I doing? There we go. So, yep, 20% for each CPU, and memory is at 1.59. Not too bad, out of 4 gig. So, not quite 50%. And swap is okay. Very good. So once again, you do have the option of a full screen menu there. So there's your option of full screen menu. We've got news. Audacious. MPV player. So overall, if you like the Cinnamon desktop and you like the features that Makulu Linux offers in the Shift build, then I'll leave a link in the show notes to where you can find Makulu Linux. He also has an XFCE build. We'll have a quick look at that. So he's got the Lethe, I think it's pronounced. It's an XFCE build on 4.13 kernel. He has some quite different things happening in that desktop environment there. He's got the Flash build. So that's a little bit different to Flash as well. So Flash has got quite a few different. It's got XFCE with quite a few different spins on it. So quite an interesting build there. Downloads. That's where you can get your different downloads from there. Now, when you get to the home page, if you scroll down, he's got different news going on here. So June 19, 2018. He has a Makulu Linux core build. So he has something new going on there. I think it's in testing at the moment. I think it was that one. Or was it something else? June 13, June 19th. Yep, that's the one. Makulu Linux core build 31. So he's got a few different things happening in that build as well. So it's in testing. So that's Makulu Linux website. So that was Makulu Linux Shift. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.